Welcome to our channel. So in this particular video, what exactly we are going to do is we will be seeing what exactly is called as for loop. Just one second. So we will be seeing the basic concepts of for loop. So by the end of this video, I promise you guys, you will be really thorough with all the concepts of for loop and all the concepts of pattern programming. You will be able to solve each and every questions of pattern programming which is asked in service as well as product based companies. So first of all, let us see the agenda of this particular today. Okay. So first of all, as I have told you, just one second, let me just start fresh. So I will be starting with for loop. So I will be saying you the basic stuff of for loop. Then I will be showing you some programs so that you can understand the structure of this particular for loop. Then what I am going to do is, then I will be starting off with some basic pattern. I know it will not be asked in any companies, of course, that's damn sure. But for solving the higher level questions, these questions are really important, guys. So next, where I will be moving on is, I will be moving on to basic questions on pattern programming. Okay. Yeah. Before that, I forgot to say. Before that, I'll be giving you a basic overview of nested for loop. Basic nested for loop. Nested for loop. I'll be giving you this overview. Okay. Next, only we'll be moving on to this basic questions on pattern programming. Basic questions on pattern programming. Okay. So just one second. So this is number 2. Yeah. So this should be number 3. Then what we'll be doing? Then we will be doing some company specific questions. It is asked in companies. We'll be doing company specific questions on pattern programming. Okay. We'll be doing company specific questions. Okay. So this is going to be our agenda for today. So by the end of this video, so what will be the outcome of this particular video, guys? What you can expect from this particular video? So by the end of this video, you will be really thorough with this for loop concept, that's for sure. You can easily solve any problems based on this for loop. So of course it's a simple concept, but without knowing this concept, you cannot move further to the advanced topics. So this is basic for loop. So you will be thorough with this for loop. So then of course you will be thorough with the usage of nested for loops. Of course you will be thorough with that particular concept also. I will be iterating it, guys. Each and every step I will be explaining it to you. I will just hold your hands and make you code, guys. That's my promise. That's my promise from my side. Okay. So I will be, as I have already told, for loop, nested for loop. Then you will be thorough with some basic patterns. So since it is the first video, so I cannot say you can easily solve each and every problems. But for this video, you can easily solve basic questions of pattern programming, guys. So that I can assure you. Okay. So only one request from my side, guys. Please be attentive throughout this video. Please, please watch this video keenly. No need to, note simultaneously as I teach. After you have watched the entire video, then you can take your notes and make a note of all the steps. Okay. So first listen to this video and try to observe all the concepts whichever I am trying to tell in this particular video. Okay. So we will just start with this particular concept. So first we will be starting off with for loop, guys. First of all, why we are using this for loop, guys? Why exactly we are using this for loop? So let me take one pattern, guys. So not exactly the pattern. So let me take one small character. Let me take one character. So let me take this particular star, guys. So let's say someone is giving you this particular star and asking you to print this particular star. Okay. So normally, what you will be doing? Of course, you will be using this printf. Of course, obviously, you will be using this printf. Then what you will be doing? Then you will be printing this star. Okay. So this will be the answer which you will be giving to the user. Okay. Then second option. What will be the second option? Definitely, they can give you 5 stars like this. In this case, also easily what you can do. In this case also you can use a printf. For 5 times what you can do? For 5 times you can print this particular star in this particular way. Am I right or wrong, guys? Yes, definitely you can do this. But this is manageable till the extent only. For example, if a user gives you, guys, say 100 stars you need to print. Say 100 stars you need to print. Is it possible to print this printf for 100 times. So 100 also somehow just assume it as possible. Okay, so let the user gives print 10 lakh stars. Print 10 lakh stars. So is it possible to print 10 lakh stars? Definitely not. It's going to consume lot and lots of time. Am I right, guys? Yes. So what can be done, guys? So for solving this particular problem only, so where I am introducing you to, I am introducing you to a concept called as for loop. So in order to minimize all these efforts, so if you want to print 10,000 stars also, you can easily print within one line of step. So for that only I'm introducing to this particular concept called as for loop. So what exactly will this for loop will do, sir? So that might be the question from you guys. Am I right, guys? So this for loop is nothing, but first of all we'll be looking the syntax of this particular for loop. So what will be the syntax of this for loop is, of course, this will be the keyword. This will be the standard word. You cannot change this particular word. Okay, so this f should be small, this o should be small, and of course this r also should be small. You should not supposed to change each, like a single word you should not supposed to change. Okay, so then obviously you will be having one initialization variable. All these things you will get it, guys. Please stay with me, eventually you understand it. So what you will do over here is, in this particular area we will initialize it. Okay, we will initialize it. Then what you will be doing, then you will be moving this to I less than n. This is, or else let me just instead of specifying it as I, let me just write it meaningful itself. So over here, yeah, I am going to initialize it. So next we will be having one semicolon over here. Then over here what we are going to have, over here we are going to have the termination condition of that particular for loop. So this will be the termination condition of the particular for loop. Then again we are going to have one semicolon over here. Finally what we are going to have, guys, finally we are going to have this incrementation operator. What exactly we are going to have? Incrementation operator. So these are the three operators that we are going to have over here. Okay, so this is the basic syntax. So if you have not understood this also, please, there is no concept involved in this at all. So please just remember this. Just remember this as a rule. Just I promise you that as we move on through this particular video, you'll eventually understand it, guys. Please don't worry about it. Okay. So now, so which problem we were struggling in? So let's say the user is telling us to print 5 stars. So what we exactly did in the last case? So we actually took this printf, and for 5 times what we did? For 5 times we actually printed this particular star. That is 5 printf we actually typed over here. Am I right, guys? So this is what the procedure that we have followed. Okay. So with the help of for loop, how exactly this can be done? So based on the condition, so based on the syntax, whatever I have told you, let me write the syntax first. Just one second. So this is actually the syntax of a particular for loop. So what exactly will be done over here is, I am going to follow the same condition over here, guys. So what exactly I am going to do over here is, I will be declaring one for loop over here. Then I will be having one initialization condition. That is, I will be declaring one integer variable over here. So it can be of any variable, guys. It can be of A, it can be of B, it can be C, any characters it can be. But generally people will be using I. Generally, it need not be I. It's not a thumb rule indeed. So of course, most of the program community, for example, if you look in Geeks for Geeks, if you look in lead code, most probably people will be using this particular variable only, guys. Okay, so what I will be doing over here is, since I need 5 stars over here, from where I will be starting? I will be starting from 1. I will be starting from 1. Then what I will be doing over here is, till which particular point it's going to run, guys? It's going to run till I is less than or equal to 5. Why I am putting this 5 over here? Because since we need to print 5 stars over here, so that's why what I am doing. That's why I am doing I less than or equal to 5. Then what else I am going to do? Then I am going to use this incrementation operator so that it increments each and every time. Just stay with me, guys. You will eventually understand it. Okay. So over here I am going to put I plus plus over here. Okay. So then what I'll be doing? Then I'll be having two curly braces over here. So in between these two curly braces, what I'll be doing? I'll be putting this printf. So inside this printf, what exactly we're gonna have? Inside this printf, I'm gonna put this particular star. As simple as that. Am I right, guys? Next. Next. Next, what will be the step, guys? Let me just show you the implementation of this particular code so that you are strong with the concept of this particular for loop. So what exactly will happen over here is, since I have declared I equal to 1 over here. Am I right, guys? So if I am not wrong, I have declared it as 1. So each and every time, one thing I will be checking over here. So what will be that one thing is, I will be checking whether this particular I is less than or equal to 5 or not. That particular condition I will be checking. So what I will check over here, guys, just tell me one thing, whether this 1 is greater than or equal to 5, guys. Can I say that? No, definitely not. It is not greater than, it is not greater than 5. Definitely not. Am I right, guys? So what we can do then? We can obviously allow this particular code to flow over here. So in that particular case, what's going to happen? In that particular case, we will be printing 1 star over here. Okay, next. Next, what's the process, guys? Since we are having I plus plus over here, since we are having incrementation operator over here, so what exactly will happen over here, guys? This 1 will be incremented to 2. I hope you are getting my point. This 1 will be incremented to 2. So what will happen over here? Is this 2 greater than 5? Can I say that? No, definitely not. So again what will happen? Again one more star will get printed over here. I hope you are getting it. Next. Next what will happen, guys? Again this guy will get incremented. So this particular 2 will become 3. Am I right, guys? So now tell me one thing. Whether this 3 is greater than 5? Definitely not. Am I right, guys? So what exactly I'll be getting over here? I'll be getting this star over here. Okay, we'll continue the process, guys. We'll continue the process. Next. Again, what will happen to this 3? Again, this 3 will get incremented to 4. So what will again happen over here? We will just check whether this 4 is greater than 5 or not. Definitely this 4 is not greater than 5. So what will happen over here? Again, one more star will get printed over here. Am I right, guys? Again. Next, what's going to happen? Again, this 4 also will get incremented to 5. Am I right, guys? Of course, this 4 also will get incremented to 5. Now, tell me one thing. Whether this satisfies the condition. Whether this I is less than or equal to 5. Can I say that, guys? Yes, definitely you can say it. So, what can be done over here? Definitely, we will be printing one more star over here. So, what will happen to this I again? This I will be again incremented to this 6. I hope you are getting it. Now, if I check over this particular condition, can I continue the process, guys? No, definitely we cannot continue the process. Am I right, guys? Definitely you cannot continue the process since it is violating the condition. Now, how I am saying it's violating the condition? Because 6, if we check over here, means is this 6 is greater than or equal to 5? Can I say that? Is this 6 is greater than or equal to 5? Definitely you cannot say this. Am I right, guys? So definitely it's going to be the false statement. So definitely this loop is not going to execute further. So this will be my answer. Finally, I will be returning this as an answer to the user. I hope you are getting it. Next, we'll move on to some more questions, okay? So that you will be really clear with this particular concept before moving on to pattern programming. Okay. So let me give another input case. So let me give you like, let me have a star. Just one second. So let's say you want to print all the numbers from 1 till this particular end case. So we will try to do a program for that. So what should be our output is, our output should start from 1 and go till this particular point 5. That should be our output. Okay. So I hope you got it. Again, what will be my another input is, my input will be n equal to 4. So what will happen over here? It will start from 1 and it will go till this particular point 4. Okay. So this will be, so this is the agenda of this question. So if whatever n value they are giving, So we should start from this one and go till this particular thing. Okay. So without using for loop, how it can be done, guys? Without using a for loop itself, how this can be done? Of course, what can I do? So since each and every time I'm starting from one, so printf, I'm just writing it as pf, guys. Please, I'm little bit lazy, so I'm writing it as pf. So I will directly print one. So since in n value they have given as 5, so what I will do over here? Again I will be printing 2 over here. Again what will happen? Again one more printf will be coming. Again I will be printing 3. Then again I will be printing 4. Then finally what will happen? Again I will be printing 5. So this will be my final outcome. Am I right, guys? Let's say n value is given as 10,000. Is it possible to print each and every value over here, guys? No, definitely not. So for overcoming that particular factor only, what I am doing over here, I am using a for loop in order to solve this particular question. So for loop, what was the syntax? So the syntax was, we need three terms. First is initialization, next is termination condition, and final thing, what do we need? Final thing, we need the incrementation operator. Am I right, guys? So what will be done over here, guys? So if I try to program this, so what will happen over here? I will be of course declaring a for loop, so which will be starting from I equal to 1 and moving on till I less than or equal to 5. So for now I am keeping it as 5. So later on I will be using a scanf and getting the value of this n. So for now I am keeping it as 5. Then what I will be having over here? Then I need to of course increment it. So I will be having this I plus plus over here. Then what exactly you need to over here, guys? You need to have over here. We are going to have this printf over here. So over here I'm going to have percentage %d. Then what exactly you're going to do? So in order to print all the values ranging from this 1 to 5, so what exactly I'll be doing over here? I'll be having this I over here. I hope you got my point. Am I right, guys? So I'll be starting from 1 and going on till this particular point, that is 5. Yes, perfect. I'll be going till this particular point, that is 5. Okay. So similarly, if you look in this particular case, let's say I want to print all the numbers from 1 to 10,000, then what I'll be doing? It's simple. If you want means I can modify over here also. Let me do it freshly, guys, so that it goes into your brain. Okay. So I will be starting from 1. So if I want to print till 10,000 means what exactly I'll be doing? I will simply put this 10,000 over here. Then I will be incrementing this particular I. Okay. So then what I'll be doing? Then I'll be printing this particular I. Simple step. Am I right, guys? So I'll be doing in this particular way. So this is how it actually works, guys. So I hope you understood the working of this for loop. So we will move on to one more question, guys, so that you are more clear about this concept. Okay. So let's say they are giving two values to us, guys. So just for your understanding, I'm saying. So over here they are giving one integer called 2. So another thing is they are giving one more integer which is 10. So what exactly you need to do over here is you need to include both these numbers and also print the values between this particular range. So what do I exactly mean by this? By that is, so I will be having output such as I will be getting 2 over here, then I will be getting 3 over here, then I will be getting 4, then I will be getting 5, then I will be getting 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. So all these values I will be getting over here. I hope you are getting my point. So another input is going to be, so just for your understanding, I'm just saying this. I'm just saying another example. Let's say one value they have given it as 1, another value they have given it as 5. So what will be the range for us is? What will be the range for us is? So it will start from 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So these will be the values and we will be printing all the values within this particular range. Is that clear, guys? So we will be printing all the values within this particular range. I hope you are getting it. Yes, I hope you are getting it. So this particular operation we need to perform. So what can be done over here, guys? So from where it is starting? It is starting from the specified value whatever the user is giving to us. Let's say instead of 5, the user is giving me let's say 3. So it need to start from 3 and go till this particular 5. So in that particular case, we should not supposed to include this 1 and 2. Am I right, guys? So what exactly will be happening over here? So how we can handle this particular case? Definitely we can have a for loop over here. So what is the only one condition we are going to change? We are going to change this initialization condition according to the input given by the user. Let's say the user is giving me telling me to start from 3. So what exactly I'll be doing? I'll be putting this I equal to 3. So till which particular value I'll be going? Till this particular 5 I will be going. Then what I'll be doing? Then I'll be incrementing this particular I. Yes, guys. Are you getting my point? Yes. So we will be doing in this particular way only. Then what you will be doing? So then as usual, you will be printing this particular this thing. That's all, guys. Simple. Am I right, guys? So definitely you can use printf. So in order to print the value, let's say we need to print all the values from 2 to 10. So in that particular case, what you need to do? Simply you need to modify this over here. That's all, guys. So you will be putting 2 over here. Then you will be adding on this 10 over here. So we will be getting the perfect answer in this particular case. So I hope you understood the basic concept of this for loop. Okay. So I hope you understood it. Basic concept I think you have understood, guys. Okay, so now we will see why we are using this nested for loop. So let me just elaborate it to you what exactly is called as nested for loop and why we need to use this nested for loop. Let's say uh, first of all let me show you the syntax of the nested for loop. So nested for loop, as the name suggests, for loop inside a for loop is called as nested for loop. See, you will be having one for loop over here. Inside that, if you have another for loop, that is called as nested for loop. Okay, so this is the basic concept of nested for loop. So now comes the question: what's the need of nested for loop? Why exactly we need this nested for loop? So this nested for loop, let's say I am having this star over here. This. Let's say I need to print 5 stars over here. N value they have given it as 5. So you need to print this 5 stars. Okay. Let's say one more row you need to print this star. 5 stars only you need to print. Let's say the user is asking me to print for one more row. So in this particular case, what you will be doing? So let me show you for the first case, guys. So in this case, what you will be doing? Definitely you will be having a for loop. So which will be starting from 1 and which will be going till I less than or equal to 5. Then I will be incrementing this particular for loop. Am I right, guys? Then what you will be doing? Then simply you will be printing down that particular star. Am I right, guys? Simply you will be printing down that particular star. Okay. So this is for this particular condition. This is for this first condition. Let's say you want to print the second star as well. Let me just erase it. Yes. Let's say you want to print the second star as well. So in that particular case, what you will be doing? You will be declaring one more for loop over here, which is going to start from I equal to 1 and moving on till which particular value? It will move on till I less than or equal to 5 and I will be incrementing this particular n. So same process only, guys. I will be putting this printf over here. Okay, we have managed somehow for these two rows. Okay, let's say one more row the user is asking us. In this case also you can easily manage it by copy pasting it. Okay, let's say 1000 rows you need to print like this. The user is asking me to print 1000 rows. In that case, what you will be doing? Of course, it's gonna be messy if you use this particular for loop only for the entire this thing. So it's really gonna be messy. Am I right, guys? So what will be the solution for this case? So for solution for this particular situation is nested for loop. So we will be using nested for loop in order to solve this particular question. So let me explain it to you guys. I hope somewhat you have understood it, but if you do not understand it also, please don't worry. I will make you understand. Okay. Okay, guys. Fine. So what will happen over here? So I will have one star. Let's say the user is giving me to print. Let's say I want 5 stars. So for how many rows I need to print? Let's say the user is giving me a variable called m. So he wants me to print 3 rows. So these are the two things the user is giving to me. Okay. So now what I will be doing exactly, guys. First of all, what for loop do I need? First of all, I need to have that for loop. So which goes all the way till this particular value 5. Definitely I need it. Am I right, guys? So what I will have over here? I will have one for loop. So which will start from I equal to 1 and which will go till I is less than or equal to, or else let me do some other thing. So let me have this as j so that it makes sense. um, j less than or equal to, since I need 5 stars, I am having this as j plus plus. Then what do we need to do over here, guys? Then we need to print this star over here, printf, and you need to put this star over here. Okay, so we have successfully completed for one row. So like this, for how many rows you need to print? So whatever the user is giving me, for that many amount of row you need to print it. So for example, in this case the user is given me from n, so I am declaring it as n. Okay, perfect. Then what do we need to do? Then we will be having another for loop outside this for loop for specifying the number of rows over here. Am I right, guys? So what will happen over here? This for loop is going to start from again. So but over here we will not have this j itself. So whatever variable we have over here and whatever variable we have over here should be different. Okay, so it doesn't make sense at all, guys. So if we have j over here also, it's no problem. Over here if we have a also, it's no problem at all. But only thing is both the values should not be supposed to same, or else it will be messy. Okay, so what will be done over here is, so definitely I'll be starting from I equal to 1 only, till which particular value I'll be going, till I less than or equal to how much ever row the user wants from us. So whatever row the user wants from us, so I'll be having this m over here. Then what you will be doing, then you will be incrementing this particular I. Simple. Am I right, guys? Then what you will be doing, then you will be closing this particular for loop. I hope you understood it. Am I right, guys? So if you want means I will show you the execution of this also. So first of all, I will have all these test cases. Just 1 second. So as usual, I will be having this hash include stdio.h. Then I will be having this int main. So these things and all I think you guys might be knowing. So then what and all I'll be doing? So I'll be having this I comma j. Then so then we need to get. So I'm not using any scanf over here. I'm declaring it as it is. I'm declaring this n value as 5. So whatever row. So better I will declare this as star so that you can understand it. So this is nothing but the number of rows that the user is reading. Okay. So let's say we will give it as 3. So what I'll be doing? So what did I tell in the previous thing? So I started off from I equal to 1. I'll be moving till this particular 3. So since the user asked me to print only 3 rows, then what we'll be doing? Then you will be incrementing this particular I. Then what you will be doing? Then you will be starting this starting from j equal to 1 till which particular point you will be going? You will be going till j less than or equal to 5. Then what you will be doing over here, guys? Then you will be incrementing this particular j. Simple. Am I right, guys? Then what you need to do? Then you need to print this particular this thing. That is, simply I'll be putting this star over here. So if I try to run this particular thing, means what exactly I'll be getting? I'm perfectly getting the stars, but I'm not getting the expected pattern as I have mentioned in the question. Am I right, guys? I'm not getting the expected pattern. So this pattern I'm not getting. So in order to get this particular pattern, so what exactly I'll be doing over here? I will be putting one particular this thing called as printf and slash n. So let me show you explain you the execution of this, guys. So please don't worry why if you do not understand why I am putting this slash n. Okay. So what exactly will be done over here is just carefully understand it. So if you watch my video, you will understand only 60%. You might ask why. So whatever I'm saying, you will only understand it 100% if you work on your paper, if you work on your own, especially the execution part. Okay. So what exactly will be done over here? That's why I will show you the execution part. So I will start from 1. So I will be starting from 1. So then what will happen? Then it will check. whether this 1 is less than or equal to 3. Yes, definitely the condition is satisfying. Then what will happen over here, guys? Then j will start from 1. So each and every time this j only will get executed. Okay. So j value is initialized to 1. So what will happen over here? Definitely we will be printing 1 star over here. Then again what will happen to this j? This j will be incremented to 2. This j will be incremented to 2. So can I say this 2 is less than or equal to 5? Definitely the condition satisfies. Am I right, guys? So what will happen over here? Again one more star we will be printing it over here. Am I right, guys? Again we will be printing one more star over here. Okay. Now then again what will happen? Again this 2 also will get incremented to 3. Am I right, guys? Again next what's going to happen? Definitely this 3 is also less than or equal to 5. So what will happen again? Again one more star will get successfully printed. Again now what's going to happen? This 3 will be incremented to 4. So definitely this 4 is less than or equal to 5. So what again is going to happen? Again I am going to print one star over here. Okay. Again next step. If I again try to increment this 4, so what exactly I'll be getting? I'll be getting 5 over here. So what will happen over here, guys? Again one more star I'll be printing. Since this 5 is less than or equal to 5 only, the condition is satisfied. So again I'll be printing one more star over here. Okay. Definitely I'll be printing this one more star over here. So if I try to make this as 6, so do you guys think whether this condition satisfies? So do you guys think whether this 5 is greater than or equal to 6? Can I say that particular condition? No, definitely not. Definitely you cannot say this 5 is greater than or equal to 6. So what will happen in this particular case? So inside whatever for loop I am having, that for loop will get terminated. So what will happen in that particular case? So let me just erase all this stuff. So what will happen in that particular case? So we have terminated this inside for loop. So now what we need to do? Then we need to execute this outside for loop. So in order to execute this outside for loop, so what we need to do over here? This I should be incremented to 2. So over here what you need to check for? So over here you need to check for whether this 2 is less than or equal to 3 or not. So definitely this 2 is less than or equal to 3. The condition satisfies. Then what will happen over here, guys? This j will get reinitialized to 1. This j will get reinitialized to 1. So again the execution will get started. But before that, so since we are moving in this particular way, so what will happen over here, guys? Since we have added this printf slash n over here, so where will be my pointer? My pointer will be pointing over here rather than pointing over here itself. So since we need a proper pattern, so in order to get the proper pattern only, so what we exactly did? We actually added this slash n over here so that we can get this star over here. I hope you are getting it. Next, what will happen? Again, same condition. So I hope this condition and all, I think it will be clear for you. So I am just moving as it is. So I'll be having one more star. Next, what will happen over here, guys? Next, again, this j will get terminated. Again, what will happen? This I will be incremented to 3. Definitely, this I will be incremented to 3. Before that, so I forgot to say, before that, again, this will be moving on to the next line since I am having slash n over here. Okay. Again, what's going to happen over here, guys? So what's going to happen over here is again I'll be having 5 stars over here. So these things and all are going to be same. This j will be reinitialized to just one second. This j will be reinitialized to 1. So then what's going to happen? So then again I'll be having this 5 stars over here. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay. So this also gets terminated. So again what's going to happen? So this will be moving on to the next line since I am having slash n over here. So again what's going to happen? This value will be incremented to 4. This value will be incremented to 4. So if you carefully check over in this particular condition, so can you say whether this 4 is less than or equal to 3? No. Definitely this condition is not satisfying. Am I right, guys? So what will be the final answer in that particular case? So my final answer is going to be this particular answer. So this will be my final answer for this particular question. So I hope you understood this particular concept. Am I right, guys? So this will be the answer for this particular question. Okay. So I hope you understood the execution and each and every part. If you want me, I will also show you the Python execution as well. So this is C program, of course you guys might be knowing. So I will be executing this also in Python. So if I try to execute this in Python, so what will be the n value, guys? N value is going to be definitely 5. Then I'll be having this m value which will be definitely 3. So then what will happen over here, guys? I'll be having a for loop. So which will start from, let me we can keep any variables over here. So I think you guys might be knowing the basics of Python. So what exactly will be done over here? So we will be starting from 0, then we'll be moving on till this particular 5. Then sorry, first you need to have this particular 3. Yes, perfect. Then what you need to have, then you need to have this j. So till which particular range it needs to go? So it needs to go till 0 to 5. Yes, yeah, I need to put this keyword as well. So if I try to print this, means if I try to print this perfectly, what will happen, guys? Perfectly the star will get printed. So again what will happen? Again I'll be, so for printing this new line I have added this particular print. So in order to print on the same line itself, so this particular statement is mandatory. So if I try to run this, means, so for this particular case as well we'll be getting the proper answer. So this is just a tip of the iceberg, guys. So we are having so many questions on pattern programming. So all the questions I'll be solving it really in an efficient manner. Okay. So this is the basic question. So I hope you understood this particular concept. So we will be moving on to the next question, guys. So we will see how we can solve this particular question, guys. Okay. So if we carefully look in this particular question, means, so we will try to solve this particular pattern. So after seeing this, please it's really an easy question. Please don't afraid after seeing this question. Okay. So please don't get scared. So what, after seeing this particular question, immediately what I will be doing over here is, immediately I'll be marking this indexes. That is, I'll be simply putting all these values, which is nothing but the row number, as well as what I'll be doing, as well as I'll be adding the column numbers over here. So these two tasks I'll be doing immediately after seeing a question. So I have successfully done this particular thing. So if you carefully notice over here, one thing I can keenly notice, so there is one pattern that keeps on repeating for each and every row. Am I right, guys? So what exactly is that particular pattern? So if you look over here, means, for all the odd row, what I am having? For all the odd row, I am having 1 over here. Am I right, guys? For all the odd row, I am having 1. Similarly, for all the even row, what I am having? For all the even row, I am having 2 over here. Similarly, if you look over here, for all the odd row, what I am having? Over here, I am having 1. So 4 is an even number. Of course, what I'll be having over here? I'll be having this 2 over here. So then at 5 is nothing but the odd row. So in that particular case, what I am having? Over here I am having this as 1. So just I forgot to mention one thing to you. So over here n value should be 5. So if n value is 5, so what you will be getting? You will be getting 5 terms, that is 1, 2, 3. So or else let me just mark it with some other color. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So 5 rows I am getting successfully. Similarly, over here also I will be getting 5 columns. So 5 rows as well as 5 columns. Okay, I hope you got it. So which is nothing but I will be getting for n equal to 5. Similarly, if the user enters n value as 6, so what you will be getting for that in that particular case? For example, the user is entering the n value as 6. So what exactly you will be getting in? Definitely 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We are going to have 6 values over here. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then what I'm going to have over here, guys? Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then again I'm going to have this 2 over here. So I am having 6 rows. That is, I am having 6 values over here. as well as what I am having 6 columns as well. Over here also I am having 6 values. So I hope you understood it, guys. So it is for n equal to 6. Similarly, same is the condition for n equal to 7. Same is the condition for n equal to 8. So in that by that way it actually keeps moving on. Okay. So if you carefully notice this, for all the odd row I am getting 1, and for all the even row I am getting 2. This is perfect. This is perfect. Am I right, guys? So how can we handle this particular condition? So let me try to code it. I think you will understand it easily. So what will be done over here is, so let me just declare it dynamically itself, guys. So I am not using any scanf. So as it is, let me just declare it. So I am declaring this n value as 5. I am declaring this n value as 5. Then what else I need to do? Then I need to have, for having the nested for loop, obviously I need these two variables, that is I and j. Then it will start from I equal to 1 and it will be moving on till I is less than or equal to 5 and I plus plus. This is simple thing. This is simple for loop. Again, we will be having another for loop over here, which is going to start from j is less than or j equal to 1 and moving on till j is less than or equal to 5, and I will be incrementing this particular chain. So what and all we need to do over here, guys? So for all the odd row, if I modulus of 2, if it is an odd row, so this is odd number checking, guys, simple checking. I think these things and all you might be aware of it. Yes. So what I will be doing over here? Simply I will be printing 1 over here. Else means what I will be doing? As the question suggests, what we will be doing over here? Else means simply I will be printing 2, guys. That's all. Then finally what I will be having over here? Then in order to move that particular thing to the next line, so what exactly I will be doing? I will be having this slash n over here and simply put one semicolon over here. So then I will be returning this 0 over here. So if I try to run this beans, so what will be my answer? Perfectly I am getting the desired result. So it should supposed to work for all the test cases. Similarly, if I try to put, let's say I will try to put n equal to 6. So for this particular test case as well, so it does work properly. Yes. So what's the thumb rule over here, guys? The thumb rule is you need to mark this pattern 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and over here also you need to mark it, and you need to figure out what exactly is the pattern. So what exactly happens over here? What exactly is happening over here? So I think if you are able to figure out that particular thing, so I think you can solve any problems of pattern programming, guys. So I know you are not familiar with this. If you get any new problem, I know you are not confident till now, but after finishing this entire pattern programming playlist, so you will be easily able to solve this particular question. So as I have promised, I think I have given the basic overview of this particular pattern programming. So in the upcoming videos, before that, I forgot one thing. So I did not execute this Python code. So let me just execute this for you guys. So what exactly will be done over here? I will be declaring this n equal to 5. So which will come from I in range. So for I in range, since I need 5 values, so I am putting this 5 over here. For I in range, I comma 5. Then what you need to do over here, guys? Then if I modulus of 2, if it is equal to 0, so what exactly will be done over here? Simply I'll be printing 2. Yes. Else what I'll be doing? Else simply I'll be printing 1 over here. Perfect. 100% perfect, I think. Yes. So over here, in order to maintain it in the same line itself, so it's mandatory to have end. Then over here also it's mandatory to have end. Then finally what you need to do over here? So in order to move on to the next line, so I need to have this print. So let me have this as n itself. Over here also let me just have this as n. So if I try to run this means, just 1 second, let me try to fix it. Over here I need to have j, right? I should not supposed to have same variables. Now it should work properly, guys. Or else let me do one thing. Let me make this as 1. Now I think proper pattern will be maintained. Yes. Over here I'll put 2. Now if I try to run this means yes. What happens over here? Just 1 second, guys. I think you need to make this properly, guys. So it should supposed to start from 1. So over here also I think it should supposed to start from 1 and go till n plus 1. So I hope you know the mechanism of this range and all. So I'll be having this a plus 1 over here. So if I try to run this means I think it should run properly now. This is it should work properly for all the test cases as well. So I hope you have got basic overview of this pattern programming. So definitely, guys, by the end of this playlist, you will be able to solve any pattern programming question that is given to you in an interview. So definitely, you will be able to crack any company's case of this particular pattern programming questions. So then one more thing I just want to make to your notice, that is similar to the YouTube videos whatever we are doing. So we are also offering live training, that is live online training for all the students. Those who are interested can contact our sir, that is Mr. Hemchandra sir. So please do contact Hemchandra sir if you are interested, guys. So what's going to be the advantage of that particular courses? So we are assuring 100% placement guarantee in that particular course. That is, we are guaranteeing that. So whatever questions that we are going to say, so whatever type of questions we are going to tell you, the same type of questions is going to be repeated in the interview. So that's what we are trying to say. So we are having more than 10 years of experience in teaching. So definitely we are having experience with the type of questions whatever the company is going to ask us. Okay. So with that said, so I would like to wrap up this particular video. So in the upcoming videos, we'll be solving more problems on this particular concept, that is pattern programming concept. So see you then, guys. Bye bye.